We're going to be talking Ennis signs with Matchroom Sports. Is that a good thing or bad thing? We'll talk all about that. And then Tyson Fury getting heaps of praise from the Saudi royal family. Talking about a 10-fight deal. We'll talk all about that and more on our latest edition of War Week Boxing Chats.
Rashawn Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron.
Guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday to all of you guys. And there's been a lot of fan reaction to this news of Jaron Boots Ennis, who most who know what they're looking at anyway, most claim that he is the heir apparent when Terrence Crawford retires to be the eventual pound-for-pound best in boxing. And tell you what, he does sure look the part. Unfortunately, we haven't seen this guy very often. Last time we saw him was last July. But I tell you what, though, this is very interesting news. And you know what? Only time will reveal whether or not it's a good or bad thing. Now, and once again, I strongly urge everyone to voice your opinion. And I'm getting a bunch of yeses and nos, but I would like to give you the opportunity to explain yourself. So I did list the link on the comment section. So if you have your headphones on and want to disclose your opinions in full, please feel free to do so, guys. I'm going to be joined in just a bit by my brother G Funky, who's running a little bit late. And we're going to have a new segment today. Also, it's a surprise. So anyway, good things coming up. We're also going to talk about in just a bit, my word. You can voice your opinion on this, whether or not you think it's a good thing. Fury getting his rear end kissed by the Saudi royal family. And he's been offered a 10-fight deal with the Saudis for a total lump sum of $1 billion if all things go well. And when all is said and done, he's saying it will make him the first billionaire in boxing. And that it would. And guys, also give me your opinion on what you think. Is this guy worth the money at this juncture of his career? Because he's not a spring chicken, but then again, the heavyweights don't have to be, historically. But let's say hello to our dear friend Adam Lopez in the chat. He says, yay. He says, Ennis, going to Matchroom is great. That's one way of looking at it. Once again, time will tell whether or not this is a great thing or a bad thing. I can tell you this right now. Now, once again, I want to get all of your opinion before I voice mine. Boxing Source, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. And guys, if you didn't catch James from the Boxing Source, his midweek show, guys, please check it out after this on the Boxing Source. Good stuff. Boxing Historian, what say you, brother? RIP for PBC. That seems to be a going trend in terms of opinion. We'll talk about that as well. Because, yeah, if this Canelo Munguia pay-per-view does not do well, does not prove to be a big commercial success, then, yeah, PBC's days are indeed numbered. But I don't know what that has to do with Jaron Ennis. Dex, good to see you on the board, my friend. Thank you for being here, brother. Also, my brother Refugio Garcia, bad move. Yes, Eddie is going to keep him active, but his next opponents will be, who the fuck is that guy? Well, we'll see about that. We'll see what happens, guys. We're going to talk all about it in just a bit. And Boxing Source says Fury won't make it to 10 fights. You know what? I would be surprised if he made it to 3. We'll talk all about that in a bit. Hold on. They tried to stall out Boots. Boxing historian, you need to explain yourself. Click the link, brother, because I don't know what you're talking about. And I really want you to explain that. Because once again, every promoter, pretty much every promoter, if they don't have, if they have enough fighters in their respective weight division, what we're talking about, right? Then do they try to keep everything in-house? Yes, that's what all promoters do. The only ones who actually choose to, and it's funny, they make it seem like it's almost like that homely looking girl in high school, right? Who claims to be saving her virginity out of principle and not out of necessity, right? That's what it's. So the only promoters who work with other promoters, they do it out of necessity because they don't have enough competition, right, within their own stable. Let's just make that clear, guys. And if they insist on having options on Jaron Ennis's future opponents, well, then, yeah, that's what every promoter does. I don't know why PBC would be any different. You really think Eddie Hearn would have signed him if he didn't have options on his next 3 to 5 fights? Plus, if he weren't in dire need of getting an opponent for Conor Benn, right? But hey, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it works out, guys. This is a very interesting move. And guys, and hold on. Those are always the hottest girls. Oh, okay. Whatever you say, brother. Adam Montekia. I'll tell you what, man. It's been a while, brother. I hope you're planning on going to these upcoming fights in San Antonio on May 3rd, May 11th, June 15th, respectively. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be calling the action for Alamo Media. Guys, but at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to the stage my very dear friend, Electro Jed. How you doing, my brother?
How you doing, Joseph? Good to see you. What's up to the chat? How's everyone doing? I just got here. I didn't get a chance to hear everything that was going on.
No. It's just my official introductions. I've only been on for a little over 5 minutes. So the two big topics du jour, right? And we're starting with, obviously, the news of the day, the big news of the day. Now, the two topics we're going to tackle, though, and I'll let you choose which one you want to get into, right? Jaron Ennis signs with Matchroom Sport USA and Eddie Hearn. And I'm asking the question, is this a good or bad thing? Yay or nay? And the second topic is Fury talks 10-fight deal with Saudi Arabia worth over $1 billion.
Good Lord.
Wow. Yeah. Have they lost their mind? Do they enjoy throwing money away?
I think they do because Fury don't got 10 fights in him.
Yeah. I honestly, I'll be surprised if he has 3. In my opinion. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you're going to be coaching on Rick Morones' card, or is it Rick Nunez? You said Rick's. Is it TMB or South Park Boxing, AAA Promotions? Either one is going to be a great card, and I'm going to be at both events. So I'm really looking forward to hanging with you, Adam, that night. It's good to see you, my friend. By the way, guys, this is hard-punching badass, former prize fighter, at Montequilla Lopez. I'm so glad you're giving back to the fight community, brother, and coaching. Good for you, my friend. We need more guys like you. Guys, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to the show, as well as Electro Jed, my brother, G Funky Boxing. G Funky.
Finally made it. Thank you, Joe.
What's up, G Funky? How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Jed? Everything's good on my end, man.
Yeah,
So I
Joseph,
tell you what, EJ was getting ready to voice his opinion. First of all, which one would you like to go over first, sir? Jaron Ennis or Tyson Fury?
Yeah, I want to go with the Jaron Ennis first. My big thing was Matchroom his only option? He couldn't go to Top Rank, or is Top Rank strictly just for the new up and comers that come into boxing? Because personally, I think it would have been better for him to go to Top Rank.
Well, in my opinion, he had very little choice. Okay, it was either that or roll the bones with PBC, because that's where all the competition is. But Top Rank, from what I was told, they were not interested in paying his steep purse demand. Because keep in mind, Steven Espinosa, he confided in me and told me that he was paying Jaron Boots Ennis over $1 million a fight. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What other promotional company with no big fan base? He's not a proven ticket seller. He's not a big attraction. What promoter would want to give him over $1 million guaranteed?
I'm kind of surprised he got $1 million from no.
Steven, because Showtime really wanted him for their network. At that time, Steven had no idea that it was going to go down in flames, right?
And that tells you a lot about this Boots ducking Crawford narrative, or Crawford ducking Boots narrative, because like you said, Joe, been getting paid a lot of money. So what do you think he's going to ask for a Terrence Crawford fight?
Oh boy. Yeah. So that fight just was not financially feasible. Guys at this time ready to really get specific on his claim that PBC is RIP. So my brother, the boxing historian, welcome to the show, sir. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, what's up, historian?
Was good, Joseph. Was good, G Funky. Was good, Electro Jet.
Good to
Good
see you.
to see you again, my
good
friend.
to see you, man.
So let me reread, okay, exactly what you stated, and I'd like you to clarify this and expound on this if you can. And I'm not saying you're right or you're wrong. I just want to hear more. And he says, RIP PBC. And he says they tried to stall out Boots and they let one get away.
Okay.
And then you said Steven Espinosa, Al Heyman are bad businessmen. Now that I can agree with. In terms of boxing, bad business, yeah. Those two guys are still notoriously learning on the job. But once again, my claim was, and it's the truth, that Boots was always a Cameron Duncan guy. And he made a deal, Cameron Duncan, with Showtime specifically. And unfortunately, his career stalled because of Cameron Duncan. Because G Funky, what do we like to say on this channel? What is a promoter without TV dates?
Yeah, they're basically nothing.
He's a glorified manager, basically.
Yep.
He's a glorified manager, and that's what he used to do before he got his promotional license. He was a manager. Nothing changed. So I can't blame anyone else but Cameron Duncan. So I'm sorry, as you were, TBH.
So you're saying Cameron Duncan was his promoter?
Cameron Duncan was his promoter, and technically was up until today, actually, because his ex-wife, he passed away, but his ex-wife, or his wife, his widow, basically still had control and over his career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because so they worked out a deal, and apparently she released him for a good chunk of change, I'm assuming. And Eddie Hearn, with DAZN's money, was all too happy to comply.
I thought he was a Showtime fighter.
He was working with Showtime as well, yes. But it was Cameron Duncan made the Showtime agreement. And unfortunately, with all that talent on the PBC roster, they really didn't have enough dates to comply with everyone. And so, look, because I know Al Heyman was interested in signing him, but Jaron Ennis, is he going to sign with PBC when they don't have any dates? Yeah, so I can't blame him for not doing that.
Oh, no, of course not. But okay.
Matchroom Sport. Okay. So when you look at TBH, when you look at Matchroom Sports' history of cultivating stars in the U.S. market, how many stars has he actually cultivated in the U.S. market by way of overpaying them?
Oh, are you talking about Al Heyman?
No, I'm talking about Eddie Hearn, Matchroom
Eddie
Sport.
Hearn. Are you talking American guys?
No, yeah, he's look. So you don't misunderstand this. Eddie Hearn is a proven badass in the UK. Mm-hmm. He is by far the best promoter in boxing at this time in the UK in terms of getting the product out to mainstream fans, selling tickets, right? Selling tickets. He beats his feet. He doesn't just put them away in sterile casinos in the UK. Well, they don't have them. They don't have many, right? And so he gets them in front of the mainstream sports community. And he knows those areas. He knows those regions. He knows how to cultivate attractions. That's never been a question. But in the U.S. market, why would he put Bam Rodriguez in Phoenix when that is an easy 20,000-seater El Gallo Estrada versus Bam Rodriguez in the Alamo Dome, San Antonio? Why would he put them in Glendale, Arizona? Phoenix, it's a suburb of Phoenix. He doesn't understand this. Now, once again, just look at Regis Prograis, right? Regis Prograis, overpaying that guy. He's never been a ticket seller, not even in his adopted hometown in Houston. That's where he lives. That's where he trains. Where does he put his big debut in Matchroom? In New Orleans, when they have no idea who he is. He's never fought there. Yeah, I think he fought his pro debut there, right out of high school, maybe. Right out of the amateurs. But yeah, he's clueless when it comes to the American market. How much success did he have with Danny Jacobs? How much success did he have with Boo Boo Andrade? Overpaying these guys $3 million per fight. How about Mikey Garcia paying him $7 million per fight? So once again, I don't know what his plan is for Jaron Boots Ennis, but it's not like Jaron Boots Ennis had much choice, did he?
It's not. I mean, I think the smart thing to do was to go and sign with the dude that's making everybody money. You know.
Yeah, if that's your modus operandi, yeah, to make as much money as you can. And that is everyone's business model currently. And that's what's wrong with our sport. If you want to know my opinion, everyone is acting self-servingly. Everyone is acting on their own best interests, and no one is acting on the best health of the sport. Not fighters, not promoters, not fans, and no one is looking out for the network interest. Nobody. And that's the problem with our beloved boxing at this time. UFC, they don't have that problem. They have a near monopoly in their combat discipline. Right? They don't have that problem. They can, because they have the great majority of the talent, they can underpay fighters. Right? And they can get away with it because they have all the action. It's so fractured. And tell me, when has paying out inflated purses ever ended well for the health of the sport?
Oh, monopoly was never a good thing. I remember old trainer of mine 10 years ago telling me that, you know, when one of his guys was up in Strike Force before they absorbed that, you know.
Yep.
Monopoly's not a great thing. The only thing that it brings is structure and order. You know, at least because I mean, they have a lot of the best fighters, in their sport. But the thing is, though, at least you could talk about in boxing. You can talk about possibly co-promotion. UFC will not ever do that ever again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
because
They just won't.
yeah,
Yeah, they don't have to either. They
no,
don't
they
have to.
don't. They don't.
And
No,
these
they don't.
and this is where I consistently make fun of the boxing fans, but you know what? They are much smarter than MMA fans. These idiots don't even realize that it's just like UFC is just like PBC or like Top Rank or like Matchroom or like Golden Boy. And they don't even demand to see cross promotional events. They don't even demand it because they're so fucking stupid. My
Oh
apologies.
yeah,
I didn't mean to
no,
drop the F bomb.
no. I agree because I've dealt with those type of fans back 10 years
Yep.
ago before the UFC even got because back then you think you had UFC shields. Now the UFC seals were really stupid back then. You know, especially
Well,
when there was still a little bit of competition lleft. But I mean, there's still
very little has
competition.
changed, my friend.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I would say that there's. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead, sir. My
I would say that
apologies.
for MMA. There's more opportunity to make money outside of UFC. Compared to what it was back in when Pride fell apart. It pretty much was if you're not in the UFC, you're not making money. You know what I'm saying, or at least not the money you want to make. I would at least say that, but still, the shilling and stupidity still going on very strong.
Yeah. You know what though? Let's hear what EJ has to say, and then we're gonna hear a brand new segment from G Funky on this show. EJ, your thoughts, brother. With
Well,
everything that you just heard, with everything that you've read today, your thoughts on the signing of Boots Ennis, and do you feel that maybe he didn't have much choice but to sign with Matchroom Sport USA?
well, from the fighter's perspective, then good on Ennis. Good on Ennis if he can get more money. I really do think though, Ennis, is he worth just over $1 million to box? I don't think so. He hasn't shown his worth yet, in my honest opinion, and that's a big part of the problem. Now, when it comes to the base customers, we are the ones that pay these. We, as in the collective community that
That's it.
enjoys the sport of
That's
boxing.
it.
We are the ones we want to see certain fights, and if we want to see you in a fight, then we want to see you in a fight. And we as a community should get what we want. Do we on most circumstances get what we want? Hell no. We hardly ever get the fights we want, and we have been settling. Now, these past couple of years, I will say this, last year was a good year for boxing. This year seems to be a decent year for boxing. I don't think it's on par with last year, but we want to see certain fights, and we deserve to see those fights since we're the ones putting the money out. It sucks that there's piracy out there, but then they should be giving us free fights to build up to the main events or the certain main events throughout the year where we will pay. And so me, Joseph, I will support a boxer that I like. I will go to a boxing match that I want to see, as long as it's within driving distance. And I'm not the only fan that's that way. There's millions of fans like me out there. But as far as for Ennis, I mean, if he want to go for more bang for the buck, fine. The call was right for him. I think it would have been better if he would have taken the pay cut and went with Top Rank. Because I personally don't like the way PBC runs. I hate the don't cross the street, attitude that a lot of those boxers follow, and they take their suggestions from the managers and shit like that. You already know how I feel about that. But
Of course.
I personally think it would have been better for him to go to Top Rank, but he wants more money. So then good on him. He got a more money deal. Does he deserve that kind of money? I want you answer that, Joseph. You know the answer to that. We all know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to refer that. And once again, very good points, EJ. And I really love your commentary. And it raises a lot of very interesting topics. And I'm going to allow my boy G Funky, someone who's been fighting tooth and nail to get sponsorship, big time sponsorship for the promotional company that he's working with. I'll let him answer that. How easy it's to get sponsors without numbers to support the product?
Very, very difficult, guys. Not easy at all. And yeah, this is why we have to support, guys. I know that this quote unquote community here on YouTube, I don't even like to call it a community anymore, but
Insane asylum, more like.
Yeah, they have successfully divided boxing fans, and yeah, that's not good for anything, for anyone, including the promotional company that you're riding for. Yet unfortunately some of them are just too dumb to realize that, Joseph.
Excuse me, boy, I drank my Diet Coke a little way too quickly. But G Funky, is it time for your newest segment, brother? Is it time? Are you ready? Do you have a list for us?
I have a few things here, man, but it's mostly all the same. But yes, we can do it.
Very good. Let's do it. Guys, we're going to, and then we're going to all play, and we're going to go counterclockwise, starting with the boxing historian, and we're going to play a little game of fact or fiction after this. But right now, brand new segment, G-Funky.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
Did you guys like my Kenyan accent I just did there?
That was you?
That was me.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
Oh, gee, thanks, brother. I didn't spend enough time in Kenya, I guess. My apologies, but thank you. Thank you for being honest, CJ. I wouldn't expect anything less, my friend.
It hurts me sometimes. It just hurts me.
Oh, boo. So, G Funky, what is our very first terrible fan take, sir?
Well, the first one that I see here, and again, these people are going to remain nameless, guys. Okay, they're not going to get nothing from us. But the first thing that I see when it comes to Jaron Ennis signing with Matchroom says, "Hell yeah, it's about time Ennis gets with a needle moving promoter."
Wow.
Yeah, because the Zone and Matchroom made such a huge splash here in the U.S. market. But yeah, terrible take.
Yeah, guys, look, once again, and I've already talked about this history. Danny Jacobs, did that move the needle at all, him being with Matchroom USA? Even with dates on HBO, did that make any difference to salvage HBO and keep them in boxing?
Nope.
No, it didn't. You remember how bad it got when his two promotional companies, the HBO's two promotional companies, go-to were Main Events and Matchroom USA? Mm-hmm. How was the programming towards the tail end there the last year?
Not good.
Do you remember them trying to force feed us the Hebrew Hammer? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, so he really moved the needle there.
You implying that they tried?
Oh gosh, dude, come on, stop it, dude, stop it.
That has to be one of the worst bums HBO tried to feed.
Yeah. Woo! Hey, Matchroom USA and Main Events, baby. Woo! Mm-hmm. They moved the needle. So Boo Boo Andrade. Now we had Boo Boo Andrade in the same division as Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, all on the same network, all signed to the same promoter. How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Boy, he really moved the needle in Providence, Rhode Island. How about Mikey Garcia? How about Mikey Garcia? Paying out almost $10 million for Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas in Dallas. How'd that do?
Not very good.
Guys, I could keep going. I could keep going on and on and on and on. Devin Haney paying him almost $3 million. How'd that turn out for Matchroom? Oh, he's now a free agent. Okay, they cultivated delusions of grandeur where now he thinks he's Floyd Mayweather Jr. He thinks he's a big time player when he can't even move tickets in the Big Apple in a supposed big profile fight.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, paying out inflated purses, guys, never ends well for the health of the sport. It makes these guys complacent. Now, once again, Eddie Hearn isn't the only one to blame for this. Look what happened to PBC. That's why you guys all hate PBC. Admit it. So why the love for Eddie Hearn when he's doing the exact same thing in the American market?
Yep. It's
Can you
because
guys
he's on
tell me that?
I could tell you why. It's because he's on the other side of the fence. That's why. That's all it is. Had nothing else to do with anything that he's done or what he hasn't done. It's just we're gonna hate anything the other side does, and we're gonna sing the cheers of Eddie Hearn, whatever he does here on this side, man.
Okay, let's say he signed Subriel Matias. He's going to be making his Matchroom Sport debut here in just a bit, in a couple weeks, against Liam Perro in Puerto Rico. How do you think that's going to do? You think that's going to result in a lot more subscriptions for DAZN?
Nope.
Now, guys, let's just be fair. Let's just be fair. Like, hands down, guys, in my opinion, aside from Teofimo Lopez, Subriel Matias is the man to beat at 140 pounds.
I agree.
But does that actually equate to subscription numbers or ticket sales?
It hasn't affected, from what I'm understanding and from what I'm seeing, it hasn't affected not one iota.
Yep.
So what I don't get, again, Joseph, I'm ignorant. You gotta explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. How are these guys asking for all this money? All right. If you're going to give someone $800,000 for a fight, but you fight 2 or 3 times a year, that's a good deal. That's better than getting, $1.2 million a fight and you fighting once a year. Is that mathing or not?
Look, in my opinion, if I were a promoter, I'd say, look, brother, you have a choice. I'm going to give you $2 million this year to either fight 10 times or to fight once. You take your pick. Which one are you picking? And if he picks one fight worth $2 million, I'm saying then move on. Move on to the next guy because I'm no sucker and I'm not stupid. And you obviously don't want to become a big star because there's no way in Hades that you're going to become a big star and a household name only fighting once per year.
Thank you.
So kiss my ass and start kicking rocks.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. God damn.
So once again, why is everyone praising Eddie Hearn for paying these guys $3 million a pop for not even moving the needle and putting them in a location that isn't conducive to creating and manufacturing ticket sales?
Well, I think Eddie Hearn needs to get himself an assistant that knows the United States. But
he needs to hire me is what he needs to do.
I'm
not joking. I'm not joking. But look, I'm going to be working with Salita Promotions right now, and you know Dimitri Salita, boxing historian. You know him. He's a great guy, and we're going to be working together for this upcoming year. So, Dimitri Salita.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Salita Promotions. He does a great job, and I'm going to be writing a bunch of things for him. And I'm going to be doing some PR work for him, and we're looking for possible expansion in the South Texas area with his current DAZN series, Big Time Boxing in USA. So that's good news. But G Funky, do you have another terrible fan take? Because we're just getting started, brother.
Yes, I do. This one here.
Let me play the intro again because I really like it.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
So you didn't like my Kenyan accent? Yeah.
I'm playing with you. I'm
No,
playing
no,
with
no,
you.
no. It was terrible. It sounds almost French now, doesn't it?
Oui, oui.
Shut up. EJ, I love you, brother. I'm glad you're here, my friend. G Funky, what's our second terrible fan take of the night, sir?
All right, same thing. We're gonna stick with this Boots Ennis signing with Matchroom, and this one says, "Yeah, he's gonna go to the moon now." Eddie, you've done it again.
Is that a Ralph Cramden reference? To the moon, Alice. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
Hey, Carlos teaching you to do the mambo. That's a different story, right?
Dude, that is genius. Honestly, like I'm being serious because I'm an old codger. To the moon usually meant that's not a good thing, that you're asking for punishment. To the moon, Alice. That's what I get out of that. But what does he mean by that?
I guess he's meaning, yeah, he's gonna reach stardom with Eddie
Oh,
Hearn.
to the stars. That's what he meant.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. He meant that as a good thing.
It's sure enough monetary because it costs $9 billion to get one person to the moon. So it got to be something to the stars.
Yeah. So we look. So okay, he means that he's got a limitless ceiling now with Matchroom Sport. Got it. Now I know what he means.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. See, Ellie doesn't even like it. the official cheerleader for War Week Boxing. Woo! Way to go, Ellie. You tell him. TBH, a limitless ceiling with Matchroom Sport and Eddie Hearn. Do you believe that, TBH? I think he's a little you're there now. Okay, your thoughts, sir.
Oh, on which part?
Terrible fan take. Now repeat it
terrible.
one more time, G, if you can, brother.
Oh yeah, I said Boots going to the moon now because Eddie has done it again.
It's the fact or fiction aspect. Could be, could not be. You know, I'm in the middle of that.
Very, very smart take, brother. And once again, guys, we'll see. Time will reveal whether or not this is a good signing or a terrible.
Can I go next? Can I go next?
Okay, Arnold Horshack, you're up. See, I'm dating myself, brother. No one knows who the hell Arnold Horshack is except you.
I do. I know who Arnold Horshack.
That's what I'm saying. I just dated us, brother.
But you know, for Eddie, it's better. It's better for Eddie than it is for Boots, if anything, because that ceiling is very low. That's a very low bar. Like I said, because we know that Boots is not going to make a lot of money because he's not going to do a lot of fights. Eddie's not going to pay him 1.2, 1.5, almost $2 million per fight if he's fighting multiple times in a year. No, because he's not going to he's not going to draw that much. There's no absolute possible way for him to make that kind of drawings unless you get him into the fights that he needs to be into. That's number one. Number two, he should have took the pay cut and just went to fucking top rank.
Yep. So obviously that's how you feel about it, because you've already mentioned that 3 times, and I can't blame you. Because look with the matchmakers that they have at Top Rank, right? But they just don't have that kind of budget, and they don't seem to really be interested in aggressively going out and making big signings. They want to just cultivate and nurture their own stable, and that's it. Look what happened when they went out and made a big money fight with Vasyl Lomachenko and Devin Haney. How'd that work out for him?
Oh, yeah.
They lost their ass. They lost their ass, guys. Okay? And so after the big Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 2-fight deal that blew up in ESPN's face, and with Disney's recent budget cuts, they weren't interested. So is this a good thing for Eddie Hearn? Is this advantageous for Eddie Hearn? No. And I'll tell you, he's already fighting tooth and nail for American TV dates. If you notice, DAZN has given most of them to Golden Boy Promotions, and he's even given a lot to Dimitri Salita this year. He's given some to even Red Owl, whatever the hell that is.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
I thought I was listen, I'm under the impression, again, you gotta talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Isn't it better though for Eddie Hearn than it is for fucking Boots Ennis? I'm sorry about cussing him.
I don't think so. And once again, time will reveal everything. But right now, if I had to guess, I would say no, because he's going to be spending a lot of money unless this guy really moves the needle and produces a lot of added subscriptions to them, DAZN. They're going to look at it. They don't look at boxing like we do. They don't look and see this enormous talent. They look at it as, well, can he actually add subscriptions? Can he put asses in seats? Can he raise some eyebrows? Can he point people in the DAZN direction? Because since they lost Canelo, guys, they are hovering just above 300,000 subscriptions right now. And if they continue to bleed millions, what is that going to result in, G-Funky?
Yeah, that means DAZN is going to say bye-bye boxing.
Yep. Guys, in the American market anyway, they'll still have it in the UK. They'll still have it in wherever else they have it, Japan, Australia, whatever. But yeah, that's bye-bye boxing in the American market. You guys, here's a very hot take, and I'm the very first person to say this, and I have no idea why. I have no idea. Oh, hold on. Let's see. They're bringing up this, and Adam and W.A.W, two guys who know boxing and know the business. They're refuting what you said, EJ.
Are they?
He says, and with Top Rank, who's he fighting? W.A.W says, yeah, can anyone mention the long list of Top Rank welterweights? The only guy I see is Santillan. And they're trying to put him on another card so he can fight for a world title.
Really?
Yeah. So
I don't think that's accurate.
That's probably why Top Rank didn't think he was worth the investment.
Is that accurate? Is that accurate?
Okay, well, let's keep the same energy. So Matchroom Sport, use that same logic, Adam and W.A.W. Who's Eddie Hearn going to put him in, with the exception of Conor Benn? Who else besides Conor Benn are they going to put him in? David Avanesian again?
Yeah,
David
why not?
Avanesian? That guy?
Yeah. Do that, build him up, and then have him and Conor Benn have a big time matchup. Why not?
Well, here's the problem with that. When you're already paying the guy over $1 million, more than likely it's going to be the same deal that
Whoa, wait. How much is he getting paid per fight?
He was getting paid on Showtime over $1 million per fight.
What?
That was the problem. That's why people didn't want to sign him. Now, look, logically, if you want to look in terms of competition, if you're a big fan of Jaron Ennis, you better hope PBC goes under and their fighters are forced to go to DAZN, because otherwise, who's going to fight besides Conor Benn in Saudi Arabia? He's still not allowed to fight in the UK. That's not a big fight, guys.
Yeah, not here in the United States. If anything, it would have to
no.
go to the Saudis. But yeah,
Okay,
no one in the U.S. is going to watch him in the Saudis.
So they've got Giasov, Ben, Avanesian, and Sissoko from France.
Yeah, Giasov is another guy from the UK who he's pretty good, but not a big name. It's not a big matchup.
No, he's very good, but he's not a big name.
So once again, guys, don't discount the idea. And I know that, and once again, Jaron Boots Ennis just said, hey, man, I'm going to have to move up. There's no one left here at 47. Really? So aren't two of the current interim title holders competing on May 3rd, on May 4th? Right?
Si, senor.
Okay, what about those guys? What about Staniones? What about my boy Mario Vargas? What about those?
Nah, it's not what you.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't know about
look,
body.
look. In my opinion, this is exactly why he signed with Eddie. Because he found out, just like I did, that Terrence Crawford, and I announced the news the other day, when you were present, EJ, that Terrence Crawford is indeed, he's reached a deal with Matchroom. Okay? They've agreed to terms, and Saudis are going to pay for it. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia, probably in July. And it's going to be broadcast on regular subscriber DAZN. In my opinion, that's the only reason why he signed that. Hold on. Here it goes. I left a note about who would have been Boots' opponent. Guys, if you haven't already, go check out the Boxing Source's latest column. It's outstanding. It's called The Rumor Mill. Please, guys, go support our brother James and the boxingsource.net. He writes extremely well. It's very, very insightful stuff. So please go do that if you can. And he's going to be coming up with all kinds of juicy gossip from this point forward every week. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the reason why he's doing this, guys. Guys, that's the reason why he's doing it. And the only reason why I know this is because I've been in this business for a long time. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with Eddie Hearn. It has everything to do with the Saudis and everything to do with him chasing Terrence Crawford. Now, once again, is that the smart move? In my opinion, it is. Who else can he fight on PBC's side of the fence that's going to make the same dent as a fight opposite Terrence Crawford? If you want to become a legend, it's that old adage in boxing. If you want to become a legend, you have to beat a legend, right?
Of course.
That's why he's done it, guys. That's why he's
doing this. To be the best, you have to fight the best.
But in the interim, he cannot just wait around for Terrence Crawford. He has to fight. Now, if Eddie Hearn is smart, and if he understands the U.S. market, he's going to put him in Atlantic City. Obviously, he's not going to put him in Philly. That, aside from Chicago and San Antonio and Baltimore, has become the most violent city in America per capita.
I think
so
it'd be better in the
you don't want to put anyone in Philly, but right up the highway in Atlantic City. Put him there. When is the last time boxing has seen a major attraction in Atlantic City? You have to go back to Cali, guys.
Wouldn't you
at this time, hold on, I want to get my brother's take. I was just, his ears were burning, I'm sure. My brother James from the Boxing Source. James,
hey, what's going on, James?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Props to everybody that's on the War Week chat here today. Big ups to Joseph here, and for giving me props, for the midweek report, and of course,
that was great, man. By the way, that was a fun show to listen into, man.
Yeah, it was. And I dropped some things and some thoughts on the show. But like I came on here because in boxing and usually in this day and age in boxing, like news could come like at any second. Right.
Yep. So
of course we had this topic of discussion. It's been the topic of the day in reference to Boots Ennis with Matchroom Boxing. I had my take on it. I've had other people have takes on it, and you've pretty much shared your takes on it. And Jed has, G Funky has, and Boxing Historian has. But one thing that I received bothered me a bit. In reference to news from Boots Ennis or about Boots Ennis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was something that dropped a few hours ago in reference to Boots Ennis, and that they reportedly said that he declined a fight within PBC. This particular fight or fighter recently had a bout March 30th. And that fighter is Tim Tszyu.
Yep.
Well, according to a certain person, and Joe, I'm sure you know who it is when I mention
Yep, of course.
that when that fight was offered to Boots Ennis, he accepted. And that Boots Ennis was not the only fighter that was offered the fight. Another fighter within that particular area was offered the fight. And
Wow.
but it ended up being the quote unquote original opponent for that date, Keith Thurman. So take that as you will.
Wow. Wow. Look, guys, it's no surprise, guys, that Boots Ennis and Steven Espinosa, without realizing it, really put Jaron Boots Ennis in a pickle by overpaying him. Once again, guys, I'm going to put this out to you. When has paying out inflated purses ever ended well for the health of the sport, including the health of a fighter's legacy and career? Now, of course, there are only two reasons why anyone enters into the boxing business. First one is to make money. Second one is to what? Make more money. That's it. Okay, so in that sense, Keith Thurman made out like a bandit.
And Keith Thurman's a
10
punk,
years
man.
from now, is anyone ever going to mention Keith Thurman ever?
No.
Nope. He's an afterthought.
Con man.
Or-
He's a
a
con
re-
man.
a
in-
retread.
Come on, brother.
Hey,
So,
in the world,
guys, so that's exactly what
Joe-
my brother's alluding to.
Joseph,
right?
in the words of Coach Gogi, Thurman is a retread.
Yep, Thurman is a retread, brother.
That's a good one. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use that one.
That's it, guys.
Coach-
Go ahead, James.
Coach Joe be like, oh, that fucking Keith Thurman, he's a fucking retread. What the
Oh my gosh, yeah, Gogi, man, that dude. He needs to go to the nearest charm school. Yeah. Hey, let's get one more terrible fan take, and I really hope you choose the one I'm. Well, yeah, here we go again, guys. Come on.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys don't hold Paul Bearer.
We'll give you terrible fan takes.
So you guys,
Terrible fun thing.
oh, you know what? Yeah, dude, that sounds more French than it does Kenyan, doesn't it? Oh, dude, that's terrible. I'm sorry, guys.
Should have done the indie accent. Oh, but terrible fun takes, buddy.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna add that one next, brother. I want you to record that for me. I'll put it on the video. I don't like being made fun of, man, for my terrible African Kenyan accent.
You must know that that's a terrible fun thing.
Oh, shut up. What is that, Rocky and Bullwinkle, brother? Oh my gosh, Chingal. What's the last one, G Funky? Before we start shifting gears and talking about Tyson Fury.
This is the last one, and yes, it just goes to the point of what I was making earlier about how fans here on YouTube have just become an absolute disgrace to the sport of boxing. But this one here says, with the signing, and this is a quote from Eddie Hearn's tweet where he said, "Welcome to the team, Jaron Boots Ennis." This one was, "The cult will not be happy."
Wow, the cult will not be happy.
Oh,
Boy, I think I know who that is. Pendejo, isn't it? That's Pendejo, right? Yeah, I knew it. Yep. So, guys, which cult is he referring to? The ones that are diehard pro PBC or the ones who are diehard pro against?
Right.
When you said this was like a YouTube comment or something, I would have
It's
said
terrible
LBBC.
fan takes on Twitter and X. Yes, sir.
Well, I
On
would have
Twitter next, buddy.
Yeah. That is damn good, brother. James, what were you saying, sir?
Yeah, I thought that was something from like what they call the LBBC or whatever it is. Like I don't know what.
Oh, I think that's what this
but it's
idiot
kinda-
racist
Yeah,
is referring to. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm just a good
It's
old boy.
yeah, like you said, it's terrible fan takes. It just don't understand the business of the sport and what happens. So, like you explained earlier, like a lot of these fighters got to maneuver to where they get the best opportunities to be able to fight. But at the same token, like you said, if they demand so much money, you're not going to be able to have that many opportunities to fight because your demand is not that high enough to command what you're asking for. So it's got to be fixed, and it's got to be fixed quickly.
That's it. And guys, what the biggest problem in boxing right now is everyone seems to be. Oh, hold on. The dude from Ring Magazine used the same language, calling certain fans the Colts. Yes, you pinpointed. That's it. Ding, ding, ding. You got it. It's that pendejo who thinks he's a prize fighter now. Yeah.
Yep.
So, guys, look, we don't need any of that dissension. Guys, boxing has become a niche sport in the American market, which means we can't afford to have any kind of dissension. If you like paying for every single big event like Amazon Prime right now, PBC, if you like paying for everything on pay-per-view, then hey, keep going with that kind of dissension and rooting for one platform over the other. But guys, divided, we cannot produce any kind of numbers that promotes sustainability for any kind of platform. Guys, we're the last of the Mohicans, guys. We have to galvanize and we have to support everything. If you love boxing, if you're a fan of the sport, okay, if you're actually a man and don't act like a little bitch, then you've got to support everything. It's on us now. Now, let me ask you something, G Funky. What kind of man actually acts like that? Choosing, I'm just for this platform. I'm not for that one. That one's icky. What kind of man actually acts like that? That sounds like a real housewife.
Right. Not a man, that's for sure.
That sounds like I just described real housewives from Atlanta.
Well, coming from the Real House Husbands of Albuquerque, I think
Woo! Out, dude.
I take offense. No, but I want to. Look, me being just a regular Joe, I want to support every boxing platform. Do you know which one right now is most affordable to me that I get the most satisfaction with? Is ESPN, man.
Yeah,
I've been getting more.
I'm going to the card. I'm leaving tomorrow.
I've been enjoying the ESPN cards, and what's ESPN predominantly? Ooh, what a surprise! Top Rank. I'm not a big old Top Rank fan. Don't get me wrong, but when you make something so astronomically expensive, I mean, I don't want to be clumped in with the Real Housewives, but dude. Speaking as a real Joe that can only afford so much because I got regular bills I got to take care of, I'm going to choose the most cost-effective one, and so far it's been the most exciting one, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
If you can give me more free fights, I'll pay for the bigger fights later on, but fucking throw us a bone.
Yeah. Go ahead, TBH. Go ahead, sir.
Look, I pay for the ones that actually matter. I'm not. Tim Tszyu and Fundora was a fight that they just threw up out there and expect somebody to pay $80. Not that guys don't have it. I'm just doing that off of principle. I don't have to watch that. Watch it another time.
Well, look, what I'm saying though, TBH, is if you don't want to pay for every single major event, then start supporting all of your subscription-based programming. Because we had these morons like Pendejo. That was a guy who on his cult thought, Showtime bad. Ooh, PBC bad. Even though they had the best line of programming, the best schedule in 2023, bar none. They aggressively went out to try and salvage the program. Steven Espinosa went out and aggressively purchased the biggest events of the year. And that's not debatable. But what happened? These house husbands, what did they do? Oh, it's shit programming, yo. Too many pay-per-views, B. Yeah, you guys know who I'm imitating.
That's not a Puerto Rican accent.
No, it's a Staten Island garbage accent. That's what it is. And he always conducts his stupid ass podcast with his band of idiots from his flea-infested futon in that cheap duplex in Staten Island. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. That guy just breeds ignorance. Anyone who tries to pit one platform against another is an idiot who doesn't love boxing. All they care about, and they don't care about the health of the sport. All they care about is the health of their super chats per month. That's it. And that's a God's honest truth.
You're talking about sellouts. Okay, I know exactly.
That's the vast majority. And Adam, yeah, that was such a bad impression. It was intentional. I tried to make it sound like a caricature. I was actually poking fun at that moron. That's a rare bad impression. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You should at least throw a wee at the end of it.
But look, that was intentional. No, he's not talking about my Kenyan voice now, brother. Stop it. He's talking about my impression of that. What is the name? Lowering IQ? Is that his name? Yeah, that's it. So Adam, he has a very, very interesting question. And so what do you think Boots should have done then? Honestly,
I said it a few times.
I don't think he had any choice. Because once again, it's hard to blame him because Steven Espinosa really put him in a no-win situation. Okay? This is a guy who dramatically overpaid him. Okay? So what's going to happen is this guy's going to make some serious coin. He's going to go the route of Devin Haney, and he's going to become a free agent. So Eddie Hearn just paid for him to get all these dates, to lose his own money, and he's going to float and become a free agent thinking he's too big for his britches. Same thing that Crawford's done. That's what these guys do, guys. When you pay out inflated purses, it never ends well for the health of the sport. Never. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with competing and fighting for fair market value. Now, who determines market value, guys? The fans.
We do.
The fans. The real bosses of boxing. So it's imperative that you support everything and then support the things that you are firmly against. But don't just say, I'm against one platform. Because when they do put on great programming, damn it, support it. Support it. Like this last fight between Richardson Hitchens and Gustavo Lemos. I know a lot of fans are currently bellyaching about the high price of the subscriptions on DAZN. Guys, that was a great fight. The main event sucked ass. And hearing David Benavidez, well, give that drunk interview. I think that was a little more entertaining than the co-main event, actually. But the main event delivered in a resounding manner. And we told you guys it was going to. We told you guys on this channel that was must-see TV. And it was going to end in high drama, guaranteed. Don't be surprised if Lemos pulls off the upset. It almost happened.
Hey, Joe, I gotta bounce, man. I'm sorry.
No. That's quite all right, brother. I tell you what, G Funky, thank you, man. I'm sorry. It's going on an hour, isn't it? But I tell you what, G Funky, I will talk to you tomorrow. Let's roll up the sleeves. Let's do it, brother. And yeah, guys, please go subscribe to my brother G Funky. Yeah, we've got an early day tomorrow, guys. We're got a lot of work to do, man. But in my opinion, guys, Boots Ennis, he didn't have much choice. Think about it. How many other promoters with TV dates were actually interested?
There wasn't that many, and
that were willing to pay his salary.
But
no. But now, see, look, all right, Joseph, you're putting an interesting, hyphen on that, right? That are willing to pay. Was there anyone willing to pay him less? What
Oh yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
was
of
Top
course.
Rank? What was Top Rank interested in him or not? Did they
Yeah,
even make
yeah,
him an
fair
offer?
market value. They wanted to put him in the ring with Santillan. Absolutely. In fact, I was told this back in January that they were interested in putting him in with Santillan, and this is when Cameron was still alive, because
He's
they used to have a very
Yeah,
good relationship
but
with
there
Cameron
were
Duncan.
in
yeah.
my opinion, he's worth 500,000 to maybe 800,000. In fights like that. But is that overpriced? Because I think that's right in his range. What he's worth. Do
Well,
you
I'm
think
sorry,
that
what? How much?
between 500,000 and 800,000? Not no, he doesn't deserve $1 million plus
Very,
for
very few fighters do. Very few fighters do, unless you can put asses in seats, or unless you can move the needle, like Terrence Crawford or an Errol Spence Jr. or a genuine ticket seller, right? Jaron Boots Ennis, who the hell is he outside of the boxing community?
he's the latest fad for certain channels, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm not talking about you. We're still talking about the boxing community.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying for certain channels that push
Outside
the
of the
narrative.
very small bubble that is the diehard boxing community, who the hell is Jaron Ennis?
Not a lot of people know who he is, really.
No one knows who he is. Let's just be clear. So his only option was to sign with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport. Either that, or roll the bones, gamble on your own career, and come up, get your own promotional license, start staging your own events in and out of the in and around the Philadelphia area. That's your only other choice. Okay, what do you think we're doing in San Antonio, guys? We're working our asses off, man, to cultivate all of these attractions here in the city.
I'm telling you, the Southwest.
And I tell you what, it's resulted in a very healthy market. We're working our asses off.
All right.
Why isn't he doing that in Philly? Is he too good for that? I'll tell you what, if he were a proven ticket seller on his own Steam, guarantee you PBC or Top Rank would have wanted to pay for that.
Well,
Man, he's
my
been
thing
making
was,
$1 million, huh?
well,
the
my
whole
thing
time?
was, if that was his asking price, like they could have still paid him that particular amount of money if they were able to secure a certain fight that would have happened next month. But I guess it just fell by the wayside. So that's why I guess he ends up with Matchroom. But at a certain time, he was lined up to be part of a certain pay-per-view.
Yep, he was. He was. That is the God's honest truth. And he wasn't happy with, and what I want to know is if these guys are worth that much, and if they're asking for that kind of guarantee, then why not gamble on your careers? Why not roll the bones and just take a percentage of the pay-per-views? Because maybe you aren't.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have that much faith in yourself.
You don't have that much faith in yourself, as well as a faith in the boxing fans at this time. And why should he? Just look around X, look around Twitter, look around YouTube. It's so fractured. It's even worse than the sport itself.
Oh, much worse.
Okay? So those are my final thoughts on this. I will say this, though. I am optimistic, and I think Jaron Boots Ennis may prove to be one of the smartest young fighters in boxing. Because if he lands this big fight in Saudi with Terrence Crawford later on this year or early next, he will have hit the big time. Because I can't see him getting knocked the F out by Terrence Crawford. I see it being very challenging. But if anyone can dethrone the pound-for-pound king in and around 54 and 60, it's this man right here, Jaron Boots Ennis. Correct me if I'm wrong, James.
Oh, you're absolutely correct.
So in my opinion, if he can land this fight And if he can get the Saudis to pay that steep purse demand, that's his ticket to the big time. If he can't, and he might just end up like Devin Haney, floating around being a free agent, trying to gouge anyone who's willing to pay his steep purse demand.
Well, actually, I hope not. I'll put it this way. I just hope he doesn't end up like a Demetrius Andrade or like a Gary Russell Jr. That wouldn't be a good one.
Oh boy. Yeah, man. Look, you could go down the promotional, each promoter, and they all have fighters like that.
Yeah.
Like you could point to Matchroom Sport, Boo Andrade, same thing. Right? That's a waste of a career. And this is what happens when you sign to the wrong promoters. Right out of the amateurs, Boo Andrade made the wrong decision of signing with Star Boxing Joe DeGuardia and Banner Promotions, Artie Palullo. Two great boxing guys. I love both guys, especially Artie, dear friend of mine. The Palullo crime family. But did they have any TV dates outside of Friday night fights? No, they didn't. So how are they gonna promote your career without TV dates? Then who does he sign with? Who was Jay-Z? Was that
Rock Nation? Yep.
Rock Nation Sports? Wow, how'd that work out for him?
Not too well.
Yeah, and then he signs with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport. Hey, I'm finally signed with a promoter who has both Canelo and Triple G. Here we go. How'd that work out? He couldn't even get a fight with Danny Jacobs.
Yep.
So, guys, fighters need to sign with the right promoters, or else it's not going to work out. And these are the three things you look for, and this is what I tell all of my young fighters. One, do they have TV dates? Do they actually stage events often? Two, who are the matchmakers? Do they have a history of cultivating stars, cultivating attractions? And three, do they actually have a lot of fighters in your respective weight divisions? And if you can check all three of those boxes off, then you sign with them. That's it. So, guys, I think we've gone. I don't know if we're going to have time to talk about very quickly, though. I'm going to give each of you a fact or fiction, okay? We're going to start with TBH. He's been awfully quiet. Are you ready, brother? Fact or fiction? Here we go. For TBH, fact or fiction, Tim Bradley is correct for once when he states, if Benavidez were that much of a boogeyman or gangster, he would be facing David Morrell Jr. while waiting for a shot at Canelo, end quote. Fact or fiction, sir?
At this point, fact, for the simple fact that you ain't gonna get the fucking Canelo fight anytime soon.
Woo! ¿Por qué, señor? Why do you think he won't be getting the Canelo fight anytime soon?
I mean, unless Canelo is trying to leverage something with the Saudis, there ain't no way anybody gonna pay him for $150 million.
Do you think he was serious about that? Or he just basically that's a kind way of telling the media to shut the fuck up? And why don't you ask me questions about Munguia? In my opinion, that's exactly what he did. He wasn't serious about anyone paying that.
So we can rule out. So real quick, we can rule out the fact that he wants to fight Benavidez.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think that fight is going to happen. I think his ego will not allow it. I think Canelo, just like most fighters, and you know this, you're a fighter. Canelo, like most fighters, thinks, hey, if you give me enough money, I could move up in weight and beat the shit out of Alexander Usyk. That's what he thinks. Okay, so this talk about him not being able to beat Benavidez, what he won't do, though, and this is what I've stated a lot, right? And thank you for being on TVH. This is what I've stated a lot on my channel. And I don't know why people just don't get it at this point. If you try to put Canelo in a corner, if you try to give him an ultimatum, he's going to say what? Boxing Source. What is he going to say? What kind of answer is he going to give him?
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
That's it. That's what he's going to tell everybody. Oh, shit. Adam Lopez. He might as well sign with P. Diddy. Oh, here we go. Here come the P. Diddy jokes. Uh-oh.
Come on, that was funny. That was funny,
boy.
man.
Here come the P. Diddy jokes. Oh, here comes TBH again. Thank you, brother, for being back here.
My bad.
No, that's all right. It's we love you being on here, man. In my opinion, Canelo is going to fight him this year, and it's going to be in the fall. If the Canelo Munguia fight is a commercial success. If it's not, then there are a lot of fighters who might want to start looking for other promotional outfits to work with.
Well, I'm gonna say this: PBC and then their deal with Amazon Prime, because I'm hearing it's on PBC, right? It's going to be on Amazon Prime, right?
For the time being, sure.
If that, well, it should be a success, but if it's not, and I'm talking about like 800, 900,000, which I think is profit.
That's not going to be a success.
That's not okay. So they
need to sell at least 1.2, 1.25, 1.3 million units.
Oh,
to make money, to make serious money. Guys, why haven't they announced Tank Davis versus Shishka Bibble? What's his name?
Frank
Martin.
Yes. Why haven't they announced that? Because they're not sure it's going to go off. They need to make money. They need from what I've been told. And it's one of the last things when I spoke to this certain gentleman, one of the last things he told me, that it's with Munguia. That's why they didn't want Charlo.
Hold on. That last part didn't go through. Could you repeat that, Joe?
Yeah. Sorry. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, it's all in with Canelo Munguia. It's all in. They need this to be a commercial hit. They need this to not only survive, but to make money. They need this to be a big commercial success. Why do you think the card looks the way it does? It is all geared towards all balls in the ring. Every fight is when you look at that undercard that everyone is making fun of right now. When you look at that undercard, it is nonstop action from start to finish.
Wow. Hey.
And that's the reality. Who's vaping? Is that you vaping?
That's me. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right, brother. Just say no.
Hey, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to head out. But yeah, no, it's been cool talking to you. And
hey, man, give us some parting shots. What would you like us to ponder on after you leave? And tell us where to reach you, brother.
Oh well, hey, just know that Terrence Crawford's number one. But it's pretty good show, man. But yeah, you can reach me at Boxing Historian 206 on YouTube and Twitter. That's where y'all can reach me. I do have one final question though before I leave. What is the cruiserweight? Because I'm most likely gonna fight this year. A cruiserweight. What is the cruiserweight looking like? The division in America. Are there any opponents out there that they can squander up?
Look, unfortunately, the cruiserweight division has predominantly been overseas. The bulk of the talent, it's never caught on for some reason in the States. It's always either been middleweight, light heavyweight, or heavyweight. That's it. Cruiserweights. That's why it's almost viewed as a pit stop or a breeding ground for an eventual heavyweight. That's why guys like Usyk, guys like Evander Holyfield, guys like David Haye, ultimately, decided we're going to settle on heavyweight. That's what we're going to end our careers with.
Okay, because the reason why I was asking, because I'm trying to get my weight down to 220, 215, and then cut from there. So I was in, God, people were saying, cruiserweight be good, but I'm naturally a heavyweight. But
Well, you're still
yeah,
in Michigan, right?
huh?
You're still in Michigan, right?
No, I'm in Seattle.
Oh, you're in Seattle. Oh shoot, I don't know any promoters in Washington State. Do you?
Mm-mm.
I don't. When's the last time you've actually commuted to see a card in Washington State, James?
Oh no, like nothing.
I don't think I ever have.
Ever. Like I've
But
never
it's
been
funny.
to
It's funny that like there's a lot of stuff happening in California. At least there was. And G Funky is working with a promoter in Northern California, and that commute to Washington State is a long one. That is a long drive or a crazy long flight. Like honestly, I can't remember the last time I've ever even. I don't think I've ever even commuted to an event in Washington. So you might want to talk to G Funky about putting you on one of his cards.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly, he's a good guy to really good guy to work with, man. He's a great dude, and he's very fair, and he wants the best for the sport.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I was wondering, man, because I know about the division and whatnot, but I kind of figured there's more heavy. I mean, I was kind of figured there wasn't that many cruiserweights, but
well, let me tell you where you might make a big splash in Northern California, because I'm sorry, there's puro Mexicanos, right?
yeah.
That means how many heavyweights have you seen the size of Chris Arreola?
Not many.
How many fighters have you seen the size of Chris Arreola? I mean, the biggest they come is probably David Benavidez.
Yeah. 6'1", 6'2".
Adam Lopez has a question, and he's in this business, so he might be able to help as well.
33.
33. Prime time for a heavyweight. Brother, get your ass down to Sacramento, contact G Funky, and be the only heavyweight on the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He's doing a bang up job, man, getting big time sponsorship for that promoter, and just sponsorship alone will be able to get you on a card. He's going to stage 2 more this year.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Because if that's the case, now I'm definitely gonna hit him up, because it's probably be like 5 or 6 months from now, but definitely though.
So yeah, man, reach out to G Funky, man. He'll get you in the ring.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. No doubt.
There it is. Look for the boxing historian on an uppercut promotion fight card later this year. Woo!
You'll get good crowds in Sacramento. I've been to one of them this year, January. So, and they pull crowds out there, man. They support fighters out there in Sacramento. So
Sacramento, look, you know the research. You're the boxing historian. You know that Sacramento historically is a great fight town, and here's why. Same reason why San Antonio is, because all we have are the Spurs, and all they have are the Kings. So boxing is one of their franchises. Tony the Tiger Lopez, right? Look at all the champions that came out of Don Chargan Promotions and all the big fights that used to take place in Sacramento. Look at that. Look at Marco Chaz. Always the optimist. Sacktown is Bumtown. Chingao, dude. Anthony C has the beat. Yep, boxing is huge in San Antonio. Yes, sir, it is. So why is Bam Rodriguez competing in Phoenix on Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport?
Yeah, no, he would sell out. He would definitely sell out in Texas. Yeah, he doesn't even have to be in San Antonio. He'll sell out in Texas. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking about.
Yeah, you put it in San Antonio, though, in the Alamo Dome, that's easy.
Oh, yeah, no, it'll sell
So he goes,
out.
isn't Benavidez doing promotions in Seattle? Last time I checked, it was going to be in Phoenix, his promotions.
Yeah.
They're from... Oh, well, here's G Funky Boxing. Hey, your ears must have been burning. We were just talking about you, my friend.
Oh, hey, how about that? I had parental duties, man, so I'm back.
Well, thank you for joining us once again, man. I was hoping that you would say, hey, I've got another terrible fan take, because I want everyone to hear my awesome Kenyan accent again. And yes, it's Kenyan, not France. Damn it, I'm gonna have to do it over. Shinga. No, you're gonna do the next one with your Indian accent. That's
All
right,
right.
guys. It's the home of Diego Corrales. That's
Yes,
absolutely
sir.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Home of Jim Zogi. But hey, we want to thank the boxing historian for being on this program and also making it as awesome as it's been. But G Funky, I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, Benavides has a gym out there, but I don't. Let me ask you. I'll be like a boxing voice right now. Now, keep in mind, guys, I didn't say the boxing source because I've never heard Big James use bad grammar. Ever. Not even when he's talking to Matthew. So let me ask you. This is our final topic, guys. We're going to switch gears, and we don't want to spend a lot of time on this because, honestly, I think this is asinine. But it turns out that, well, the Saudi Arabian royal family, they're currently kissing the ass of Tyson Fury. Now, two things, guys, that fans are coming away with this, and this is, and I'm going to play this once again because I actually like this, and I think it's a decent Kenyan accent. Here it goes, guys.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
Shut up. Woo! Oh boy, I'll keep trying. I'll keep working on that one. That's yeah. So here it is, guys. Terrible fan take. Last one of the evening. So with the Saudi officials gushing praise of Tyson Fury, they're saying, you know what? That raises concerns for Usyk chances for victory on May 18th. I think the fix is in, gentlemen. Yes.
Oh my God.
Today. Your thoughts, G Funky?
Yeah, here we go with this bullshit again, man. And I have to say this, man. Fanboys are a special bunch, man. But the Usyk fanboys out there, they are very special, man. They're a very special bunch. I'll just say that, man. It's weird.
Hey, you know what, G Funky, you don't know shit. That was clearly a low blow.
Oh,
By
it was
Abdullah.
not even close.
That was clearly a low blow. No, it wasn't even close. There's no issue about that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what we get, guys. That's what we get.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, that was our last terrible fan take. Here's
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Big James. This one's for you, brother. All right, here we go. Moving all the way up to number 6. Paulie Malignaggi is correct when he states that Canelo Alvarez has a responsibility as the current face of boxing to defend his titles against a perceived best at 168, and is wrong to take advantage of his financial stature in boxing. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. We could talk about Captain Obvious here, and it's fiction, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, this is what it's professional boxing. I think that I mean, for him to like have that take is kind of crazy because he was a professional boxer. And we mentioned this already when it comes to professional boxing. As they say, make money. Second,
whoa! Who's operating the vacuum cleaner? Wait, who is that? EJ, is that you? G Funky,
My
is that
mic is
you?
off.
No.
That's not me. G Funky, press yours. Press your mute. It's G Funky. G Funky is the culprit. That's him. Get it straightened out, my friend. But James, as you were,
What is it? I don't hear it.
okay, I don't hear it anymore either. But yeah, it sounded like someone was operating a Hoover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Over the carpet or something, man.
I mean, yeah, like I said, with professional boxing, like you put yourself in a position to, make the most money possible. And once you do that, then usually doesn't matter like who you face. Like when you're Canelo status, like when you're Anthony Joshua status, when you're Floyd Mayweather status, it pretty much doesn't matter who your opponent is. You're gonna make the money. So you don't have to face the top fighter within your division, because you're gonna make the money either way. So, like, when he's saying like to like say that Canelo should be in a rush to fight David Benavidez, no, Canelo doesn't really need to be in a rush to fight David Benavidez like that. Now, will he eventually? Yes, but Captain Obvious gotta slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, look, I have no problem with the Canelos of the world. Okay, because count on one hand, guys. I can count on one hand how many big time attractions there are in North America in boxing. In fact, I could use probably 2 or 3 fingers. That's it.
Yep.
The problem I have with is all the other guys who are middle level attractions or lower trying to act like Canelo Alvarez and call their shots. Right? Why the hell are they trying to act like they're somebody? And all the while they're sitting on the bench waiting around for their phone to ring. Like, hey man, Benavidez, if you really want that fight, how do you increase your market value if you're not a big ticket seller? You fight. And you not only fight, you fight the best of your division. That's how you get to the Canelo Alvarez level, if you're lucky. And once again, it's not even up to you. It's up to the fans. So help yourself out, shut the hell up, and get in the ring and fight Dave Morrell Jr. Because I promise you this, I would much rather fight a young Dave Morrell Jr. than Alexander Gvozdyk. To me, we already know Gvozdyk has a decent chin. We already know he's one of the most skilled fighters in boxing. We already know he's a former pound-for-pound guy. You've never seen David Morrell's chin tested. In my opinion, that's a safer bet. In my opinion, he loses to Gvozdyk if this event goes off on June 22nd. He loses. If he thought Caleb Plant was tough, if he had trouble with his footwork, if he thought Andrade was tough for the first 4 rounds, brother, Gvozdyk is a much bigger puncher and a much better fighter than both of those guys at this juncture of their careers. In my opinion, I would take on Dave Morrell Jr. And just like Gustavo Lemos just proved, if you lose, if you come up short, but if you put forth a big time performance, how much stock do you actually, how much does your stock actually drop? I do that too much, don't I? I do that too often.
I think he's taking a big chance, to be completely honest, because
he's a stupid and
he's taking a big chance, and because he can lose, and he can lose bad.
Yep,
he can lose real bad.
Dude, you look at Benavidez' footwork. You look at the footwork and skill set of Gvozdyk, a former pound-for-pound guy. Okay, this is really gambling.
Oh man, geez, like what did Benavidez say on what was the dude's name? Najee, I guess the dude's Najee with that cigar talk thing when they were mentioning David Morrell Jr.
Oh yeah,
he's claiming that me and David Morrell are in the same seat. Because they both have interim titles, so it's like,
okay, yeah, all right, yeah, yeah. Chalk that up for with the peanut gallery. Thank you for joining us, Clarence. We appreciate you being here, my friend.
Well, we know.
Thank you also for joining us, Danny Drew. Yeah, Paulie couldn't crack an egg, but 2-time champion and made money. Okay, trust me, I think he's made more money doing commentary.
I don't even like. I don't know whose commentary I like less, his or what's his name, Bradley, because both of them.
Well, hey, Ronnie Shields would agree with you. Look, guys, and it's funny. I met Paulie a long time ago, probably about 15 years ago, when he was still fighting and he was doing commentary at the same time with Showtime, right? That guy is nuts. Very smart guy, very intelligent, very insightful, but he's insane. Like, honestly, if you thought I was excitable, that guy in public, like, we went out to eat, and it's funny, he's a guy with no filter. And we were eating at Jason's Deli. Me, Rick Morones, Paulie Malignaggi, and Benjamin Whitaker, our former fighter, the Blaxican. And the Blaxican. Anyway, he was telling us about, I asked him, made the sad mistake of asking him, hey, what's the hardest you've ever been punched? Oh my God, man. Look, let me tell you something. Miguel Cotto, that guy hit like almost like he was using a hammer in his glove. I swear to God. And he gets up and he starts acting out the fight right there in the aisle while everyone's trying to eat. And I'm like, Paulie, everyone started like, no, man, listen. And he starts just going on and on and on. And he starts getting those big, crazy eyes like he's almost has PTSD. And he's morphing back in time into the way it was in the ring. And it's embarrassing. I thought they were going to throw us out. But so if you think that Paulie's just paid to be excitable on ProBox TV, that's how he is. He starts yelling, right?
Yeah.
He starts really acting insane. And when you see his eyes get big like that, look out.
Well,
That's really Paulie, guys.
That's a typical New Yorker, though. They got to be very animated when they're explaining stuff, and they got to take you and transform you there. I used to do that. I know too many people that did that.
I didn't even bother to talk with him after those Pro Box fights on last month.
Oh, in Florida.
Yeah.
That was a good event you went to, though, man. That was cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went and supported that, brother.
Yep.
But I tell you what, congratulations to Angelo Leo, who once again tries to light that fire under his career.
Yep.
That was an excellent performance against a very tough Eduardo Baez. That was an excellent fight, guys. And guys, please support ProBox. It's shameful. It's for free, and these are good cards. Good, entertaining matchups. And when you look and see how many people tune into these, I think today, what was the peak audience? Like 4.2 thousand?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not good, guys. And this is a guy who's been on Showtime before, Angelo Leo. He fought Stephen Fulton for the unified super bantamweight title. Jeez. And no one's watching. And that was a damn good main event. It was all balls, man, from start to finish.
And it's up to this point, 50K views.
Yes, double L. Once again, Baez has fought basically a who's who in that division. He's fought some bad men. Danny Drew says, I met Paulie when he was 3-0 for the firemen and police benefit on Thanksgiving after 9/11. Yes. He is a Brooklynite through and through. He is a New Yorker through and through. Almost to a fault. No, he's a genuinely good guy. He's just very misunderstood, and he's a little nutty. But otherwise, yeah, he's a good guy. He's just a little too passionate for my liking. And you know it's bad when I say that. Right? So let's go to EJ for our last. Oh, no, we've got two more Fact or Fiction. Here's EJ's. All right, we're going to go through this, okay? Here it is. I need to talk about this. If Fact or Fiction, brother. You ready, EJ?
All right, please don't stump me.
No. This is fact or fiction. This is all, whether you agree with it or not. This is a prognostication. You have to determine whether or not it's going to be proven fact or proven incorrect.
I got
Fiction. Okay, so here it is, fact or fiction. If both Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia staged their media workouts in Dallas, Texas, then they should have staged the April 20th event on pay-per-view in Dallas, Texas, not New York City. Fact or fiction?
Are you kidding me?
Is that too obvious?
Okay. I've been bitching about this already.
Yeah, let's hear it. Sound off, my friend. Sound off.
Why isn't it in Texas?
Yeah.
Why? Why
Do it.
take these two individuals to New York, of all places? They're having trouble selling fucking tickets in New York. But these are people that are based in fucking Texas. What the fuck is... They're Southwest fighters. Why wouldn't you feature them in the Southwest?
Now, once again, EJ, if you're going to stage the media workout in Dallas, like if you're going to fight in New York City, why wouldn't you stage the media workout? Okay. Magic word here is the media.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get media involvement, why wouldn't you have it in the Big Apple? Once again, that's one of the largest media hubs in the Western Hemisphere, if not the biggest.
Oh, man, all I know is that tickets would have sold out by now. Anywhere.
Yeah, look, James, I gave a recommendation on last night's show with Ronnie Shields. Do you think I'm accurate in stating that, guys?
Yeah.
James, what do you think?
I mean, I completely agree with Electro Jed. But you know, we've had this conversation multiple times, and it just boggles my mind that you don't have this event. Well, at least in Texas, number one. But you had venues in Vegas that were open for that date. They could have had it in Vegas. T-Mobile was open. I know MGM was open. You could have had it in Vegas, but no, they didn't want to do that. Texas, you probably would have been able to have an affordable, place to put it in. You would have been able to sell tickets, and y'all would have been able to make money. But y'all didn't want to do that either. Now you're in New York.
Yep. In my opinion, guys, it's very simple. If you want this to sell out tomorrow, and thank you, Refugio, that's a respectable number, 7.8 thousand. That makes me feel a lot better. But guys, it's very simple. You want this to sell out tomorrow? Then Ryan Garcia needs to come out publicly and say, you know what, guys? I just want to make this announcement that I am voting for Donald Trump. And I would really like him. I would really like him to escort me and walk with me to the ring, to Lee Greenwood's classic, God Bless the USA. Now, I don't give a shit who he's voting for. He could vote for the Green Party. Just come out and announce it. And I promise you, those tickets will fly out of the box office.
I'm not going to lie, Joseph. Yeah, you're right. That shit would work.
Joseph, I'm proud to be American.
Yeah.
Joseph, how come you're not doing that? You should be out there working for him.
That's what Ronnie said. Like, look, guys, this isn't very difficult, but you've got to do whatever it takes to sell this fight, promote this fight. Now, if you're fighting in San Antonio, then you could say, I'm proud to be a Mexican. Home of the red, white, and the green. You could sing that. But no, you're in New York. And Trump wants to turn this into a battleground state. He's looking for that vehicle. Ryan, brother, I'm going to have to give Lupe Valencia a call tomorrow because obviously he doesn't know how to do this job. Chief Lucky, here's our final fact or fiction because we have to bid everyone adieu. It's getting late.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Thank you, Floyd.
Ha ha! Thank you, Floyd. See, that one is much better than my Kenyan, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, here it goes. Fans and YouTube media wannabes are justified in their collective criticisms for both Haney Garcia and Canelo Munguia undercards. Fact or fiction?
That's a tough one, man. Because I don't like to give these guys any kind of credit, but I mean, yeah, I'd have to say fact. You know, the undercards aren't very good for those two fights, but you know, we all know why. We understand why that is. And most of these guys that come on and complain about this stuff, they don't.
No, they don't. Look,
they expect every fight to be stacked with all these good matchups and all these marquee names, but it's not possible. Even when it does happen with the Day of Reckoning pay-per-view. Yeah, how many people bought that one, Joe? Yeah,
exactly. Crickets. I think Clarissa Shields sold more in Michigan under Salida Promotions.
Ooh.
Yeah, than the last, not Day of Reckoning, but the last pay-per-view from Saudi. That was with Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou. James, what were the numbers for that again?
Oh, man. What about like 12,000 or something here in the U.S.?
I thought it was less than that. I thought it was less. I thought it was like 4,500 on ESPN.
They sold in the U.S.?
Huh?
They sold some in the U.S.?
Yeah, if you consider
not a whole lot.
Some.
Not a whole
guys,
lot.
We get more people out to our club shows than the entire nation purchasing that event on a Friday afternoon.
Terrible.
Yeah. But guys, understand
Joe,
this.
Saudi is so good for boxing.
Oh, it's a godsend for the sport, isn't it? It's a godsend. Yeah, it's really, look, guys, if you want to know, and if here's another hot take, guys, and this is the last one I'm going to leave to you. If you want to know my honest opinion on who Jaron Ennis should have signed with, okay, now spread this around if you guys would like to take and run with it. That is you have my permission, but in my opinion, Jaron Boots Ennis should have signed with MVP Promotions. Yes, Jake Paul. Yes, he should have signed with Jake Paul. Who's the guy who currently signed a deal with Netflix?
Jake Paul.
Who's going to have the largest audience of any boxing event this year?
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yep. If Jaron Boots Ennis was smart, he would sign with Jake Paul and be featured on the undercard. And does it even matter who the opponent is if you're going to have tens of millions of people worldwide watching you?
Yep.
Then I tell you what, if he scores a big hit and looks like Sugar Ray Robinson, Terrence Crawford won't be able to avoid him.
Yeah.
So how come no one's thought of that? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Would Jake Paul actually pay?
Look what Double L said. Okay. But Jake Paul isn't the real promoter. Sure could have fooled me. He's done a great job promoting his career as well as his female champion. What's her name?
Didn't he get Clarissa Shields first six figure?
Was that MVP?
No, that was Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, Serrano.
Amanda Serrano.
Oh, yeah, Amanda Serrano. Yeah, that's
so. I tell you what, that non-real promoter did a great job making Amanda Serrano, a wealthy woman, did much better than Lou DiBella Promotions.
Yep.
So, guys, in my opinion, you're going to be fighting in Saudi Arabia. Then at least you'll be fighting in the States, and you'll be fighting on the most widely viewed card in the American market in the calendar year of 2024.
And it won't even be close.
Yep, and it won't even be close second. So why didn't anyone give Jaron Boots Ennis that memo? I'm telling you guys, I need to get back into PR because this is starting to irritate me.
Maybe you
I
should.
cannot be the only guy who's thinking of this shit. Anyway, let's get back to this Canelo Alvarez. Here's the undercard, guys, and everyone's been stinking all over it. And to be honest with you, and G Funky, he was telling us there's good reason, right? There's good reason why they can't get loaded talent on these cards. One, Canelo's taking all the money. Okay. And number two, who wants to fight? If you're a headliner in boxing and you're a champion and you're a customary headliner, who wants to fight on someone's undercard?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Not sign. We have to go, guys. We have to go. So here it is, though. Here's the undercard, guys. You just be the judge. You be the judge whether or not you think that stinking all over this undercard is justified. In your co-main event of the evening, it's going to be Mario Barrios versus Fabian Maidana for the WBC Interim Welterweight Championship. Okay, in the second bout of the pay-per-view broadcast, it's going to be Montes Tañones versus Gabriel Maestre for the WBA Welterweight Championship, not just for the baby belt. This is the WBA Championship, right? So in your opening bout, it's Brandon Figueroa, the return of the Heartbreak Kid, versus Jesse Magdaleno. That might get ugly quickly. But all of these matchups are designed to be all action because it's on Cinco de Mayo weekend.
I can't remember last time Jesse Magdaleno fought. Jeez.
Oh, last time he fought, he got his ass whooped, didn't he?
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his brother Diego was fighting more than him.
Yeah, he's going to get his ass whooped, man, because Brandon, yeah, he's just starting, man. He's
Brandon's got good output.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's going to be lots of pain, brother, for Jesse Magdaleno. But I will say this. All fights are going to be all action. They're going to be very entertaining for all the Mexican fight fans who tune into this, who purchase this.
Yeah. And guys, again, because, you know, Joseph and I and James from the Boxing Source, and I don't know, maybe EJ, maybe you go to some club shows in your area, but, you know, the thing is this, you don't have to have these big names for these fights to be good and entertaining, man. You know, give it a chance, man. Some of these fights might turn out to be better than the main event. Who knows? So yeah, don't get caught up on, well, there's no names on the undercard, you know, like you just never know, man. We gotta watch and see. That's why it's called the theater of the unexpected, guys.
Well, most definitely. Like, you know, Albuquerque, well, New Mexico has got pretty good boxers here. And I go every so often just to check out some of the fights that we have out here. And yeah, we do have fights out here, guys. Just to let you know.
But guys, but yes, of course. And one of my actually the sponsor for the show, Affordable Dentures, their hub, their centralized hub, the mothership is in Albuquerque. So next time you get your implants or whatever dental work, go say Joseph from War Week Boxing sent you to Affordable Dentures and Implants in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
There you go. I will do.
And there it is.
I'm waiting for the bottom set to fall out.
Seriously, tell him Joseph sent you, my friend. You'll get a discount. I think it's 20%.
Oh, it's better than what the other guy asked.
No. I'm serious. Go.
I heard you. No. I'm looking at it at the top right-hand corner.
Yep, there it is. Affordable Dentures and Implants, and thank you for them for actually sponsoring the show. But guys, it's already 1:00 where James is, so we're gonna have to bid everyone an excellent evening. Chief Funky, you first, sir.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being patient with me, Joe. I had that's the life of a parent, man. You know, they come first before anything, and had to take care of some stuff with the kids before I could jump on. And so thank you for letting me come on. And don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to War Week, Electro Jed, and of course, my man, the Boxing Source right here. Make sure you guys do that.
Guys, please go subscribe to our brother G Funky. He is working his butt off. And if you're in the Northern California area, go check out the Gold Country Casino on April 26th for some real fight action, care of Uppercut Promotions and G Funky Boxing. Doing a great job, G Man. Thank you, my friend. EJ, your parting shot, sir.
Yeah. First of all, guys, if you have the opportunity and you can do it within reason, without hurting yourself, try to help your brother out, your neighbor, the guy on the street that might need a helping hand. Try to help them out. That's number one. And then don't hurt yourself doing it. Just try to help a stranger out if you can, and do it because it's right, not because you want accolades, but because it's the right thing to do. And I will be back on my channel eventually. Once my health is back to 100%, I will be doing some more streams and stuff like that. But until then, you'll catch me on panels like this. I always love it when Joseph lets me on. And I will be back soon. My namesake is up there.
It is my pleasure entirely. EJ, what's your Cash App?
My Cash App? It's one second. I don't hardly ever put it up there. The Cash App is $ElectroJed. Wait a minute. Don't worry about it. I didn't do nothing today.
Oh my gosh. Here I'm trying to help you, brother. I tell you what, send it to me and I'll put it up on the bottom next to mine. Okay. And I'll encourage everyone to reach deep down and to help a brother out. You're always good to us. So it's only fair that we be good to you. So thank you for your time and thank you for your expertise, my friend. And I'll be praying for all of you guys. I'll be praying for you, EJ. And let me talk to Affordable Dentures. See if they can just hook you up, man, on me. Okay?
There you go, man. I appreciate that.
God bless you, EJ.
God bless you guys, and God bless the chat. You guys have a good one.
All right, guys. And Big James, last but definitely not least, please tell us where to find you, sir. I know where they can find you on this channel every Tuesday night. But please give us your parting shots, my friend.
Well, my thing is, if y'all have the opportunity to support the local boxing shows, I know that there's times when we talk about the big events and they're the big stories and everything like that. But like going to the local shows, that really kind of like shows that you're supporting boxing and the health of the sport, because like you want to see these young guys or these young ladies come up in the sport and build their way up to getting to that contender status or world title status. But it all starts somewhere, whether it's the amateurs or their first few fights as a pro. So you want to go ahead and support those local fights. Of course, you got G Funky here. We talk about him. In Sacramento, of course, Joe. They were War Week boxing over in the San Antonio area, and with me, you got the Washington D.C. DMV area. There's of course a lot of boxing events that happen around there that don't necessarily have to be in those big venues. So if you support the sport of boxing, go to those local shows if you can.
Excellent job, James. Thank you for staying up late with us, my friend. And guys, please go out and support ElectroJed. His Cash App address is $ElectroJed65. Please be generous. He's one of us. And guys, just for good measure, before we take us home with my son's awesome song, Depersonalization, I'm going to play my awesome Kenyan accent one more time.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
You know what it sounds like, Joe?
Oh, don't tell me. Let's hear it.
It sounds like the French guy from True Lies when he
I knew it. I knew it. Take off your bra. Take off. I knew it, dude. I knew it. I was saying, that sounds more French than it does Kenyan. Oh well, back to the drawing board. But anyway, guys, on behalf of Big G Funky and on behalf of Big JR Bell or the Boxing Source, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Radvashan Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Heron.